So I'm gonna give you a super simple way that you can find out how many calories, protein, carbohydrates, and fat you could be eating to help your weight loss goal. So the first thing I wanna do is determine what my goal body weight is going to be. So I wanna write what I am gonna be aiming for. Let's say I am 180 pounds and I wanna get down to 175. So I'm gonna take that 175, I'm gonna multiply that by 12, and that's gonna get me, times 12, gonna get me 2,100. That's gonna be my total calories to facilitate the weight loss. Now, next up, I'm gonna have to break that down based on the macronutrients. So our protein, carbohydrates, and our fats. So for protein, a pretty solid rule to shoot for is 1 gram per pound of body weight. So what I'm gonna do is take 175 and use that as my target for protein. So we're gonna make that be 175 grams. And in order to make sure that we can appropriately select the amount of carbohydrates and fats, I'm gonna take that 175, multiply that by 4, because there's 4 calories per gram with protein, and that's gonna give me 700, and I'm gonna divide that 700 by 2,100, and that's gonna give me 33% after I multiply it by 100. So we'll say 33% of my calories are coming from protein. Next up, we have our fat and our carbohydrates. So our fat, we can play around with these two a little bit more than protein, but for fat, we're gonna say that this person is on the lower end of the fat scale in terms of the preferences. So we're gonna keep that at 0.25 or 25% of the total calories. So what I'm gonna do with that is I'm gonna take that 25, I'm gonna take 25%, 0.25 times 2,100, which is gonna give me 525 calories. So times 2,100, gonna give me 525 calories, and I'm gonna divide that by 9 because we have 9 calories per gram. So divided by 9, and that is going to give me 58.3 grams. Next up, we have our carbohydrates. So for our carbohydrates, what we're gonna do to see the remaining available calories based on the percentages that we have already, we're gonna take 33 plus 25, gonna be 58. And I'm gonna take 100 and minus 58 from that, which gives me 42% of room to play with for our carbohydrates. So I'm gonna take 0.42, I'm gonna multiply that by 2,100. 0.42 times 2,100 is gonna give me 882 calories. And I'm gonna divide that by 4 because we have 4 calories per gram of carbohydrate. That's gonna give me 220.5 grams. So in total, we have calories are gonna be equal to 2,100. We have protein is gonna be equal to 175 grams. We have fat, which is gonna be equal to 58.3 grams. You have carbohydrates, which are now equal to 220.5 grams. Now, in order to make sure everything adds up appropriately, I'm gonna make sure this all equals 2,100. So I'll take 175 times 4 plus 58.3 times 9 plus 22.0 times 4 gives me 21.47. So again, with the percentage and the decimals, adds a little bit extra, but for the most part, this is going to give you a great starting point for where your total calories, protein, fat, and carbohydrates could be. So just as a reminder, these numbers aren't 100% set in stone, right? They might change based on different calculators you use, whether you do it or if you do it by hand. But the biggest thing to remember is this gives you something to start with, and this can help you gauge how much you're eating and how your progress is going, and whether or not you need to make adjustments along the way. So I hope you found this helpful. If you have any more specific questions, drop them in the comments below, and thanks for watching.